Hey there folks, welcome back. It's Kyle and today is Sunday, July 7th, 2024, and we have some updates. 3 updates. 2 are good, 1 is meh. So let's jump right on in. First update, I weighed myself today and we are officially at the lowest weight I have been this year. We are at 325.0 even. That is the lowest weight since at least August of last year. Excellent. Let's go to one of the bad ones, the meh one. I was having, so this is going to be an excuse. I was having issues where I was starting to get lightheaded and not being able to keep my train of thought. And so I decided, hey, that's the sign I need to intake some salt or something like that to help with, because I'm fasting. So I tried doing that. That did not work. It came all right back out. So I made the decision to go ahead and cut this 90-hour fast short. It was scheduled to end tomorrow. However, tomorrow is Monday and it's the beginning of the work week. This work week is a little bit different than my normal one. I normally start at 6:30 to 2:30. This week I'm going 8 to 5 because I have some training program that they're putting me through for like advancement type stuff. I'm not exactly sure on that, but it's like a whole bunch of managers and stuff in it. I am not a manager right now. So my hours are completely different. So my schedule is completely different. And normally I break my fast around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. This would have pushed me breaking my fast back to well after 5 o'clock, which would not have gone well, coupled with the already lightheadedness that I was experiencing. So I made the decision to cut my fast short. I have the exact hours. I ended it at 4:30 today. I don't know off the top of my head how many hours that was. It was somewhere around 68 hours, I want to say. I think 8 o'clock would have been 72 hours. So, but yeah, so I'll come back to the last part later. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. I am back. I did check my last fast, the one that I just ended today, for 68 hours and 34 minutes. So again, wasn't our 90-hour goal like we had planned, but you got to trust your body and do what's right for you. I broke my fast wasn't planned on doing it this way, but it was to the point where I felt like I needed to, it felt like my blood sugar was either probably too low from lack of anything. But so I broke it with some Arby's, and then for supper, we did have KFC. I had 2 pieces of chicken, a little bit of mashed potatoes and gravy. I normally have a biscuit from KFC as well. I did not have a biscuit this time. I had 1 glass of Mountain Dew. Had a dessert, which was a strawberry parfait, not a bunch. And then about 10 minutes later, threw pretty much all of it back up. So I've had this terrible cough for probably 2 weeks now, maybe longer. You can see when I started complaining about it on my channel. I got some like nasal dripping in the back of my throat. So I did get some cough medicine today, and some allergy stuff to hopefully help with that. And I think that's part of why I'm struggling. The hunger side of things, I do decent with the hunger. don't get me wrong, there are times where I get hungry, but 9 times out of 10, I can handle the hunger issues. It's just when my head starts getting cloudy is when I feel like I need to throw in the towel, take a break, restart. That being said, we have restarted the fast. We're back on again. This goal is another 90-hour fast. We'll see how we do. Again, I just got done vomiting, so we'll see how that plays into things. But it is easier to fast when you're doing other things. Having this weekend be relaxing was nice, but it also is difficult for fasting because one of my triggers for eating is being bored. And then when I see commercials for new food items, I get that FOMO. But yeah, enough about that. The third thing, and this I'm going to break down a little bit. We have a new Tesla update. I actually got it this morning, somewhere between 8 and 10 in the morning. I got the update, installed it on my car, bringing me up to full self-driving version 12.4.3. This is a big update on Tesla for full self-driving, because this is the first iteration for me where you can go completely hands-free. I have taken it for, let's see here, technically 2 drives, but it's 4 drives. Like, I drive there, I drive back, I drive there, I drive back. So 4 different actual trips according to the car using it. I will say being able to drive completely hands-free is awesome. That works amazing. I was concerned at how rigid the eyesight, the line of sight, was going to be tracking stuff. But I played around and I was able to look pretty much all over. Like, I could look straight ahead, I could look out the right window, I could look out the left window, watch something interesting as I drove by it, that sort of stuff. Look over at my passenger. As long as I wasn't like lingering forever, it was good. In all of the time I was driving, which, you know, we're talking roughly 40 minutes of driving on it today, give or take 5 minutes here or there. Only one single time did it say that I needed to pay attention to the road, and that was almost the very beginning of the very first drive, when I was still looking at the screen to make sure that the destination I put in was the correct destination. So I am beyond happy with that. However, I think that 12.4.3 is a big step back in other regards to how it handles things. This is the first time in a long time where I had moments where I'm like, I need to jump in. I had more takeovers on these 4 trips than I've had in the past 2 months combined. And I didn't even take over every time I probably should have. One of the things it started doing randomly, and I have no idea why, on the way home, nobody in front of us, nobody behind us, nobody in the oncoming traffic, just pretty much only us on a road that is going around a curve that I've taken and used full self-driving on for months and months and months with no issues. It starts doing this thing where it'll like jerk off to the side of the road and then correct itself, and then jerk off to the side of the road and then correct itself. And it does that like 5 or 6 times rapidly. No idea why. The screen doesn't show that it's attempting or that it's thinking it needs to make a right turn onto a phantom road or anything like that. There are no roads for it to turn off onto there. No driveways, not even any parking lots or anything. Literally nothing for it to consider turning off on. So I don't know why it started doing that. It's also started coming to a stop, or almost to a stop, at pedestrian crossings, even if there are no pedestrians there, which is not good, because we have pedestrian crossings like over by our YMCA. There's a pedestrian crossing that if they're crossing the road, they press a button and then the lights flash yellow or red and then they cross the street. If there's pedestrians, yes, it needs to stop. But when there's no pedestrians, you just keep going. So stopping randomly when there's no pedestrians is dangerous. So it started doing that with this update. It is way more confident, aggressive, whichever term you want to use for that. They both work for this scenario. When you're coming to an intersection, you're in a right turn lane, you're at a red light, you're at the front of the line, and you can turn right on red, it will go. And it's definitely more assertive than it has been in the past. That isn't something necessarily negative, but it's definitely something that'll take a little bit of getting used to, because it uses a much smaller buffer zone, it feels like, than it was before. I also had one issue that it hasn't had an issue with in the past, in one spot where the road kind of does an S-curve. It goes to the right and then it curves off to the left. This time, before it curved off to the left, it stopped and there was traffic that was waiting for us to continue the curve. The road, we shouldn't have stopped. We should have continued. The other traffic was correctly stopped at their stop sign. The car came to a stop, and then the other car saw that we stopped, so they started to move to inch forward a little bit, and then it looked like the car was going to drive into that stopped car. So I did take over there because I wasn't going to risk that, and corrected it. And then coming back out, it cut off another car that was probably going significantly faster than they should have been going. But we've had cars going faster than they should have been going before that the car did not cut off, because they saw and anticipated that car coming and made the correct move to wait for that car to pass instead of risking that. And that one I had to floor the accelerator to keep us from being rear-ended there. I've never had to do that in any of the full self-drivings that I've tried before. So I'm not exactly sure this is ready for full time. I think it still needs ironed out a little bit. I will take you guys on a on a drive, hopefully tomorrow, and see if we can get any of those scenarios on film for you, so you can see what I mean. Sorry, see what I mean by the cough? See if I can get any of those scenarios on film for you. But while it's nice to be able to go hands-free, now it feels like I'm more concerned about the decisions that the car is making than I was before. So even though I can go hands-free, I don't feel like I can go hands-free, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to let you go because I can't stop coughing. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.